It's Ryan Grant, Green Bay Packers, and I'd like to introduce the Acme Packers podcast
I am very excited.
I absolutely love the
Yes, sir.
with Packer People 12 and Big B.
Big B. Nice to meet you, Big B.
Social media fans if they traded up to get Jordan Love.
Carry the G's.
Packers legendary quarterback Brett Hundley. MySpace and the Cheesehead TV comment.
Okay, that's just stupid.
It's gonna be awesome. Your names are awesome, so everything else is good to go. But let's have fun talking about Packer stuff. Go Pack, go!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Acme Packers podcast. This is episode 15. A great day, as always. Packers training camp is underway. Big B, how hyped are you?
I am
On a scale of 1 to 100.
1,000.
Great to know. I think I'm on that same exact level. So this is the Acme Packers podcast training camp special. We wanted to make these episodes extra special during training camp. We got all that hype built us up in this. Football season is almost here. We're on the final stretch now. So over these next few weeks as training camp's going on, you can expect us all the updates in the world. We're going to try to get out at least 2 episodes of a week, maybe more if we get a lot of news. But obviously, there's going to be a lot of overanalyzing, a lot of random excitement coming around this time, August 17th. We're almost there. This weekend, some exciting news break out. Kenny Clark finally got his paycheck, finally got his bag. 4-year, $70 million extension. Big B, where were you on the iconic moment where Kenny Clark got his contract extension?
I was sleeping.
Yes, you were. And I was DMing you. I was going nuts. That was a good morning. A very good morning. Make sure you head over to the website to check out our article on that, including Curly's Morning Report, our new segment on the website. So, like I said during training camp, we want to get quick, awesome, easy content out to all of our listeners. Should be great. We're going to kind of go on a position-by-position breakdown in this episode. All the rumors, all the excitement from the 20 reporters in the stands, and all that good stuff, position by position. Let's start breaking it down. The Tim Boyle Laser Show. You love to see it.
Oh, yes.
I mean, how crazy is it that the number one standout at training camp at this point has been Tim Boyle?
That's crazy to think of.
Yeah, I know I see some people like, oh, he got intimidated by Jordan Love, but, I think Tim knows his role on the team. I don't think he was planning to take over for Rodgers 2 years from now. But what do you make of not only Tim Boyle, but Jordan Love? We haven't really seen too much of him. I think he really needs to relax, and, I don't blame him for being so focused, so hyper analyzed on every single thing that he does to make sure he's doing it perfect. He's a new guy. Nobody really likes him, It's just like, oh, I gotta, you're my teammate, but I'm obviously gonna go with Rodgers. What do you make of Jordan Love at this point?
Well, I'm just seeing how he plays. I'm not really perfecting him right now. This is his first training camp, first couple practices. So I think we should all chill out, just watch him progress this offseason.
Yeah, and I know I saw someone freaking out that Matt LaFleur said, Jordan Love, he needs to work on his footwork. Like, that's any rookie quarterback. I don't think that Zach Taylor over there in Cincinnati is saying, yeah, Joe Burrow, he is already good. He should be top 5 quarterback right now. No quarterback's going to do that. He was drafted late first round. He was literally brought in to sit for at least 2 years. Okay, so we can't make of this. Their whole plan is for him to develop over time, to work on this stuff. So you shouldn't be mad that he has room to improve. You should be happy that we drafted him for that purpose. And that's exactly the thing with Deshaun Kaiser as well. When people bring him up, he was drafted, the second pick of the second round, and started right away in Hugh Jackson with Cleveland. It was a disaster. He threw so many picks, very comparable to Jordan Love's senior season, which most people are so worried about. Let Jordan Love sit. We're not throwing him out there to the Wolves week 1, and that's exactly why. What I posted this on my Instagram story the other day. The people that are so freaked out and panicked about Jordan Love right now and so mad on the fire Goot train are going to be the same people that will be Jordan Love's biggest fans when he if he turns out. I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to be the greatest quarterback because he might not. He might not be the greatest quarterback, but that's why you draft one right now. That's why you draft one when you don't need a quarterback. Okay, let's move on from quarterbacks. Think that'd be a good idea?
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
All right. Let's talk about the running backs. Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams right now, not too much going on with them. They got their roster locks, their roles locked up. But A.J. Dillon, baby, the talk of the town on Twitter, finally getting some recognition. Who's bigger, Saquon or A.J.?
AJ.
I think so. I think it's got to be – we definitely need to see some professional competition going on with a massive competition of quads.
Yes. Let's do it.
Yes. Next up, wide receiver. This one kind of surprised me. Two things here. Reggie Beggleton impresses the crowd, as well as Tyler Irvin, the running back / special teamer, was playing a lot of snaps at wide receiver today and yesterday. I believe it's actually all of the snaps. So obviously his catching is pretty good. He returns punts off quite a lot of his speed utilized at running back last year near the end of the season. Should be interesting. It's obviously a position of weakness. Do you think we saw any potential of Tyler Irvin? Do you think he's probably going to make a roster just because of his punt returning? But do you think he actually has potential at wide receiver?
Well, I think we're just going to use him pretty much the same role and more like we did last year. But I really don't know what to think about this. It's probably just we're just going to put him here, see how he plays. If he does well, then great. If he doesn't, he's just going to be a running back. So,
yeah, I would definitely like to see him more at running back. I think, we got A.J. Dillon, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones, a great trio. But I also think Tyler Irvin adds something pretty great to that role, to that group, to that room. He's a versatile guy. He's going to go out on sweeps. I mean, I was really impressed with him. I don't think nobody really did much in the championship game. But in the Seahawks game, we saw a little bit of him. And also, I believe he had a couple of just sweeps and screens in that Lions game, Week 17. So, yeah, Reggie Beggleton, CFL standout. Should be very interesting. I don't think he makes the roster, but he's done everything right so far.
yeah.
Who knows? I think you brought up a good point last week. If he brings in that run blocking in there, he's going to have to make a point for him to be on the roster, for him to be good enough. There's not really – the Packers aren't looking for another wide receiver. I think they got their 5 at this point. Reggie's going to have to prove enough where they think we got to have this guy on the team.
Yes.
Obviously, a very good chance for him to be on the practice squad, the 16-player practice squad. So, going to be a lot interesting story to follow with Reggie.
Yeah, and I definitely think that we can cut Robert Tonyan, who I think we're going to cut anyway.
Oh,
And then have 6 receivers.
I don't know about that.
I
like my man Big Bob.
Me too, but I just don't see him making the roster at all.
I mean, you're
Sorry to
looking
say
at it right. I guess we got Jace. Yeah, Lewis, DeGuara, I guess, would be listed as tight end.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not really too much to talk about tight ends and offensive line. We kind of just recapped everything at tight end. Defensive line, moving on to the defensive side. Kenny Clark, great reception from all of his defensive teammates, everybody. They ended the practice off with Kenny on 3. I love it.
Yes.
Great to have Kenny for 4 more years, baby. So Kenny Clark, big guy, great guy. He loves Kingsley Kiki, apparently.
Yes,
So Kingsley was a 5th-round draft pick last year. You talked about him in our video we put up on the YouTube channel this past Wednesday. Make sure you check that out. But Kingsley, 5th-round draft pick. We definitely need someone to go alongside Clark. Another big guy, another great run stopper. Kenny does it all, but he also can't be playing the snaps he played as last year as a 300-pound man.
And I'm going to say this again. I just want some snacks. That's all I want.
You want some snacks. Snacks.
Want
I'm
some?
not going to say my cringy joke this time,
Do
but
it.
we want snacks and not just Kevin King salads.
Yes.
Well, and also another thing to bring up about that defense tackle 2 / left end / everywhere on the defensive line position. Travius Adams was starting over Tyler Lancaster this past week. Very interesting. If that's for 11 on 11s, he's with the ones. Adams really didn't see the field too much last year. Lancaster was Mike Pettin's guy in the NFC Championship game. So between Kiki, Montravius, and Lancaster, do you think they have a guy who they favor? Obviously, Kinney is endorsing Kingsley, but do you think they have a certain one that they're looking at specifically right now?
I'm not sure. I just think it's a revolving door right now. Just testing out everybody, see how they play.
Yeah,
But
and I'm completely fine with that. I
Yeah.
want to see it. I mean, my order probably right now would be Lancaster, Kiki, and Adams, just
Yep.
because Lancaster has played a lot more.
Yeah.
But, that's what training camp's for, and it's unfortunate that we won't be having preseason this year. Because it just feels like there's a lot of players, a lot of battles that could really help with the training camp this year. It'll also be lovely to see Jordan Love. So I think that's going to be a big competition gap, big gap between the best and worst team this year. Where can they eye talent? And, I'm not sure who has the advantage there. I think a guy like Andy Reid or Bill Belichick has a massive advantage over Matt LaFleur right now, just because they've been doing this for 10 times longer.
Yeah.
Andy Reid started with the Green Bay Packers and Brett Favre, along with Doug Peterson. I love coaching trees.
Yes, you do. You do. You bring that up every night.
But, yeah, so I definitely think they have a better eye for talent. They can tell just from practice a lot better who's going to be that star, who can develop more over the season. Next up, linebacker, moving along with the positions. Inside linebacker, to be specific here, Kristen Kirksey. Oh, that gets me excited.
I love this guy.
I know. I definitely recommend watching the press conference he had. He looks exactly like Aaron Jones. I mean, I don't know if it's just the hair, but
It's
they
the
look like they could be brothers.
It's the hair. It's definitely.
Okay. It's more than that, though. I can tell in their face.
All right.
Next up, sticking on Kristen Kirksey's phenomenal. A lot of great returns. He picked off Aaron Rodgers. So that's quite the achievement. I also think a much better pass coverage than Blake Martinez. That's just what it seems so far. We haven't seen any tape. We've seen a bunch of tweets from Wes Hockwitz and Andy Herman, but he seems. I just brought up Andy Herman. Oh God, no! Don't hurt Packer Man.
Too late.
I'm sorry, Packer Man. Well, yeah. So Kristen Kirksey looking great in pass coverage at this point. Oren Burks at linebacker 2. This is kind of another battle. Array of guys. Oren Burks is the most experienced, and he hasn't shown anything. So do you have a list right now? Is it just experience, or is Oren Burks definitely at the top of that list?
Well, I think he is. Anyway, Kamal Martin could definitely make a big jump and be linebacker 2.
Yeah.
But Oren Burks has the experience. He knows what he's doing in the system, and I think that's where they're going to start out for now and let the battle begin between the three.
I think to start off, it definitely won't be a definite linebacker 2. There will definitely be a lot of rotations. I know they might throw in a guy like Kamal Martin just because Oren is too small to go along with Kristen Kirksey. So they bring in a bigger guy like Kamal or Curtis Bolton, Ty Summers in there. Just rotate them throughout the first few weeks and see who's their guy, what sets, what packages they want to run. And we'll see how that plays out.
Yep.
Next on the front 7, outside linebacker. Now, obviously, we're pretty much locked here with the Smith Bros. But there is an elephant in the room, and it's not Rob Domofsky's comments on David Bakhtiari. It is Rashawn Gary, the 12th overall pick, who didn't see the field hardly at all last year.
Yes.
It's just kind of concerning that he is. I mean, having the Smith Bros out there definitely hurt his chances, but it's like, man, was he really that bad in practice? Like, you couldn't even throw him out there? I don't think he is. I don't think it's any indication that he's a bust. I mean, it's definitely a little bit concerning.
Come on. He's not a bust.
I'm just saying it's not an indication,
No.
but it could be. I'm not
Don't-
calling him a bust. I'm just saying, what is Mike Pettin seeing that is, so ruthless that he can't put him out there?
I don't know.
The Smith Bros is the answer.
Yeah, it is. That's the only answer. That's the only reason why he's not getting on the field.
Yeah, I know a lot of defensive guys have talked pretty highly of him. So I want to see that rotation though.
Yes.
Now we have seen some tweets where they got the Smith Bros and Gary in there at the same time. I definitely recommend. I'm a big advocate. Watch Rashawn Gary's film from Michigan. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. So definitely recommend doing that. Although I did just watch a bunch of highlight reels. So
Okay.
we'll move on here. Corner. The final position here. Josh Jackson's struggles continue. My man predicted him in
All you.
2017, and I'd be surprised if he makes it to October. Like,
Wow.
there is just a lot of guys better than him so far. He's disappointed time and time again. I really hardly can. I would be surprised if he makes it to the 53. He's got a lot of areas he's got to improve. A lot of plays he's got to make in training camp. And so far, he hasn't done that even this year.
Yeah.
Good luck, Josh Jackson.
Yes.
And to end it off in corners, it's a young room. Obviously, the youngest or the oldest is Kevin Keene. He's going into the last year of his contract.
Oh.
So that's kind of surprising. They had a lot of praise. Shannon Sullivan had a lot of praise for Tramon Williams. Definitely think his influence will play a good part with them. Veteran, knows how the Packers work. Hopefully should be a good influence, great leader for them last year. And to end this episode off, we're just begging for football season.
Yes.
Please come here. I mean, just this training camp. I mean, this offseason moves so slow, and now we're almost there.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Weeks.
Even if we only get to play one game and then we have a whole league outbreak, just please. I want to see a Packers football.
Yes.
We're going to try to get this episode out tonight, August 17th. Hopefully you like the graphics. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of this episode. We're everywhere, so I'm just going to start plugging our Twitter. It's right in this corner up there. So we have our website, our Instagram, and our Twitter, obviously. So check us out on everything, and we will see you later. Peace.